Hey everybody, thanks for listening to On the Podcast. This is a short format episode podcast that you can listen to while you're doing your business on the pot. Or maybe you're headed to some sort of big event with 60,000 of your closest friends.
Oh, wow.
So instead of driving, because there's a protest and a sports game and then another sports game and then another
It's a big
sports
day.
game, you're taking public transportation, which is fantastic. Love it. But it's late and you never know when it's actually going to show up.
Not in the United States.
So turn on an episode of On the Podcast and listen while you wait for your train and ignore the crazies that are next to you.
The bigger problem is, like, did you take the light rail home after the game?
I did. Yeah.
Did you have to wait in that long line?
No. We walked to go get some food,
Yeah,
and then we came back because I was like,
yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Liz. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Liz.
What are we talking about today?
Liz, somehow I'm the one always end up talking about sports things when I know nothing of sports. But we're into baseball season.
Yeah, opening day just happened.
Colorado Rockies worst team. Well, we don't know about this year, but last year.
Last year, yep, historically worst record of their franchise and the bottom of the league.
Yeah. So, love a game. Love sitting outside on a nice summer night, having a beer or two, hot dog, whatever. But I don't go for the baseball.
I saw an Instagram post the other day. Some guy, I guess, goes from stadium to stadium checking out different foods at different baseball games. And he found there's an ice cream shop that does, it looks like pasta with meatballs and like sauce. But it's ice cream in the shape of pasta with
fun.
chocolate donut holes, strawberry sauce, and a little mint leaf.
I'm into it.
I mean, yes.
Let's find that.
I know. Way better than our helmet ice cream.
Liz, I'm going to tell you something that I learned about Major League Baseball. Learned it last season. I've been holding on to it
Oh, boy.
for a year to
Okay.
tell you about
All
this.
right.
Did you know that before every Major League Baseball game, each baseball gets the same treatment and it's covered in mud?
Yeah.
Did you know this?
Yes.
Do you know about this mud?
Yes, the Louisville Slugger mud.
Kind of, sort of, yes.
It gets dragged along, yeah.
Yeah,
The mud from the river.
Okay. Shh. So I'm going to tell you about this mud. Newly manufactured baseballs are, slippery and they're leather and they're just hard to hold on to. So when they're rubbed with this mud, it's to give pitchers a better grip on the ball and more control, and it discolors the ball like just that littlest bit.
Okay, I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but once a Major League Baseball hits the ground, it's done. It's out of commission. It's no longer being used.
No, I will not.
So they got to
talk
bring out
about
a
that.
new ball.
Okay. Cody and I were at the Denver Summit home opener, and like one or two soccer balls went into the stands. And I was like, do people get to keep the soccer ball like in baseball? Each time they threw it back. But I was curious if that's a thing outside of baseball.
But that's why it gets tossed into the stands, because it's like, oh, it's already hit the ground, whatever. Like, we're not using this again.
The mud got scraped off.
Yeah. Whatever it is. I mean, baseball is like so precise that they're going to claim like, oh, it hit the ground.
Unusable.
Yeah.
So I'm blown away by this because it's every Major League Baseball that's prepared for the game gets rubbed with this rubbing mud for at least 30 seconds on game day to until it gets the desired texture and color.
Well, and now it's a ton of balls.
I have the number for you later on when I
Okay.
get to it. But it's Lena Blackburn baseball rubbing mud. And it comes from a secret spot along the banks of a tributary of the Delaware River.
Oh, I thought it was the Louisiana River.
Yeah, no, the Delaware River. Okay. So this man, Jim Bintliff, he's a retired New Jersey printing press operator and part of this like family. He collects the mud about once a month from his grandfather's old fishing hole. And he says the consistency is along the lines of, quote, a cold cream or maybe a stiff pudding. What? I guess this mud, it's something special. He told CNN that if anybody ever sees him, he says, if anybody happens to catch me in the middle of harvesting mud, because even though we know it's a tributary of the Delaware River, that's all they'll give us. Like, they won't give us the exact spot. He said, I come up with story to give them a reason I'm putting mud into a bucket. I've told people I'm using it in my garden. I use it for my rose bushes. I use it for bee stings and poison ivy and any kind of story. Just so that nobody ever
But if people
finds...
know who this guy is, and they're like, oh, hey.
Hey, Jim. Collecting mud again? He's like, those damn bees.
Those bees, no problem.
So this all came out of a game in 1920 in August when a New York Yankees pitcher threw a ball and it hit shortstop Ray Chapman in the head, and it hit him so hard that it cracked his skull and it killed him.
Yeah.
Yeesh. So then in 1929, the President's National League came up with this rule that the balls had to be soiled. So they were using infield dirt, they were scratching the leather, they tried shoe polish, tobacco spit, and nothing really seemed to like help. Could you imagine tossing around a ball that's just been like spit on the whole time?
Gross. But like you could get hit with a pitch today and die.
You could. Yeah. But I guess it's less likely now because the balls are layered in this mud. So in 1938, Lena Blackburn, which the mud is named after, he was a third base coach for the Philadelphia Athletics. He remembered this fine mud that he grew up with in New Jersey. So went and covered the ball in mud, and the rest is history.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, that mud I grew up with. That would be perfect.
What I'm wondering, I have a little more to tell you, but have you ever stepped into Chatfield and it just like absorbs your foot? Yeah. I'm wondering if that mud, that's sticky stuff. I'm wondering if that's like similar to it.
Yeah, I don't know what hard pudding is like.
Your guess is as good as mine. So up until 2024, no one had really been able to explain the science behind this and why it actually like makes gripping the ball easier. So researchers at the University of Pennsylvania designed a series of tests to study the mud and even try and like come up with a synthetic form of it. And they were never able to like reproduce what this mud is because it's the perfect proportions of sticky clay and particles of sand. And the sand kind of like scuffs the surface of the ball and creates, a textured surface.
Yeah.
They kind of explained it that it's spreadable and thin, similar to toothpaste almost. Like I said, tried to come up with a synthetic mixture of sorts, but they were never able to, and they're just gonna continue using this mud from Jim.
Weird.
But
it's gonna be a lot of mud.
I promised this fun fact for you. Since 2022, the MLB has a mandate that at least 156 balls get prepared for every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's a lot of balls.
Yeah. That's like, again, like the minute it hits the ground, it's no longer a usable ball.
Done.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. What do they do with those balls?
like people sign them and then they sell them or whatever. Like there's plenty that they do. Yeah.
Recode them, use them next time,
or donate them to like Little League or whatever. Like it's yeah.
So there you go.
Wow, baseball. Okay, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
What's that inside of my body?
Ooh, some sticky substance that cannot be reproduced, only found in nature.
Yeah. It was a weird weekend.
And also a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, see you next time.
Bye.